is fight, night is fight, night. Somebody going night, night is fight, night is fight, night. Somebody going night, night. Yeah, it's your boy, man. Real Talk Live Sports, baby. We back at it, man. Salute, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, jingle bells, fa la 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 la, and all that good stuff. Let's talk about a little bit of boxing real quick. Now, there's been some talk, some rufflings about Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence. Good fight, yes. Surprising a little bit to me, yes, because after the Terence Crawford win over Kell Brook, him stopping Kell Brook in the fourth round, afterwards it was talked about by Bob Arum and Terence Crawford that the Manny Pacquiao fight, before everything got crazy with the Rona breakout, that fight was pretty much a done deal for Dubai. But the health minister over there in Dubai pretty much shut everything down once things started to get really hectic. But Bob Arum also disclosed that pretty much after the fight, that quote unquote talks were going to continue. Now, you're starting to hear less about Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford, and you're starting to hear more about possibly Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence and Terence Crawford now possibly pursuing if the Errol Spence fight cannot be made. He wasn't even talking about Manny Pacquiao anymore. He's going after none other than Showtime Shawn Porter. Now, I'm pretty sure this will be good news and a great Christmas present for Shawn Porter, because at this stage of his career, you know what I'm saying, these are all legacy fights for Shawn Porter. And I gotta, to a degree, commend Shawn Porter for not pretty much shying away from calling out some of these guys, especially after the loss that he took from Errol Spence. Because not only that was a loss, but that was kind of salty because, like I said, he did pretty good in that fight, but got careless and he got caught with a very significant shot, the most significant shot of the fight, which pretty much put the W in the Errol Spence column and the L in the Shawn Porter column. So moving on, Terence Crawford possibly facing Shawn Porter will not only be a good fight, because with the style of Terence Crawford being a phenomenal boxer, being a great switch hitter, and that pressure style of Shawn Porter just pretty much Tasmanian deviling his opponents, you know what I'm saying? And if you do not know how to basically defend against a person with that, not only I wouldn't say aggression, but I would say energy and mobility, you're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? But Errol Spence did a pretty good job. But although he did take more punches and receive more punches in that shot from Shawn Porter, pretty much than any other fight that he's been in. So salute, and that says a lot about Shawn Porter and his abilities in the ring, despite what a lot of people may say about his quote unquote, pressure style. Some think that he's very erratic, blah, blah, blah. But Shawn Porter has showed that he can box, and he's like a unrefined version of, you know what I'm saying, Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the boxing ability of Manny Pacquiao, but the movement as far as him, the energy on his feet and being able to move around the ring, cut the ring off, pressure his opponents, Shawn Porter possesses that, and that's a very great talent to have. But Shawn Porter can box, and as his career ages, he is starting to do that a bit more. Why? Because as you age in this sport, your legs do begin to go. So I don't think that Shawn Porter is like Manny Pacquiao, the timeless and ageless wonder. I don't think that his footwork is as good as Manny. You know what I mean? Shawn is just, like I said, very energetic. You know what I'm saying? Puts a lot of pressure on you. But Manny Pacquiao's movements are more precise and accurate than Shawn Porter. So in this fight, Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, how could that fight pretty much face off? To be honest with you, I like Manny. A lot of people, pretty much everybody, 90%, 95% of people will probably go with Spence. Spence is the young lion, strong, has the range in that fight. But gotta think, man, Manny, like Canelo, is very seasoned and talented and capable of beating opponents that are bigger than he is, that weigh more than he does. So by them both also being southpaws, I kind of give Manny the edge, man, with his come on, fight fans, you already know what I'm about to say. Experience. Experience plays a big key in fights of this magnitude if it comes to fruition. Manny Pacquiao in this fight, he's not only going to pressure, watch what I tell you, Errol Spence, but he's going to put hands on Errol Spence. And Manny got more power than Shawn Porter. Manny's hands are more active than Shawn Porter. Sorry, but I can't even mention his previous fight or his last fight, Danny Garcia. I can't even mention that. So I had to pretty much talk about Shawn Porter because Danny Garcia's outing and showing against Errol Spence was extremely poor. So Manny's his punch selection, his power, his movement, that is going to cause problems for Errol Spence. Manny always stays in phenomenal shape. Even right now during the pandemic, I bet you any amount of money he's anywhere from 3 to 6 pounds over his fighting weight. I would hate to say guarantee you, but I'll put money on that. Manny stays that good of in shape, eats well, take care of his body. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, he doesn't do any of those negative things that could have an adverse effect not only on his talent but also his overall health and his body. So that's why at the age that Manny Pacquiao is, he can still hop in there with young lions and young champions and still perform at a high level. There go Adrian Broner, Keith Thurman. So I'm telling you guys, if Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence comes to blows, I favor Manny Pacquiao. Now, do I think that it will be an easy fight? Of course not. Because just like when Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman, Manny took some shots from Keith Thurman. Manny most likely will take some shots from Errol Spence. Now, the jab kept Danny Garcia at bay. I don't think Manny Pacquiao will have a tremendous problem getting out of the way of that jab. Manny's defense is underrated. His head movement is good. Now, I think the punch that Manny will have to watch out for is that left hook. You know what I'm saying? From Errol Spence. I think he's definitely going to have to watch out for Errol Spence's left hook. But the same thing, Errol Spence is going to have to watch out for Manny Pacquiao's, you know what I'm saying, straight left hand, his straight left, and that jab sequence. And also, don't get it twisted, man. Manny Pacquiao has a sneaky good uppercut as well, and he goes to the body pretty good. And him being a shorter fighter, I guarantee you, man, his combinations are going to go a little high, and he's going to catch Spence with some body shots. Yes, Spence keeps his core and his abs and everything extremely tight, but over the course of a fight, trust me, if Manny really focuses on his body, he's going to begin to buckle Spence. Nobody has ever really had a prolonged body attack with Errol Spence. You will see that in a Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence fight. Manny is going to go to the body, and he's going to be more successful going to the body than a lot of people think. So Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence moving forward, great fight if it comes to fruition. I do favor Manny based upon his experience, but I believe it will not only be a close fight, but it will be a good fight. It will be a great test for Manny Pacquiao. Let me tell you this. If Manny Pacquiao steps into that ring with Errol Spence and walks out the victor, he is at that point, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, some may not believe me, but he's better than Floyd, because that 50-0 record, that doesn't cut it for me. You know what I'm saying? The career, the overall person, the energy and love and fanfare that you bring to the sport, not how much money you've made in the sport, That's what really, in my mind, classifies a GOAT, somebody who is the greatest of all time, especially in their era. That's what I like to look at it as, man. The greatest of an era. Because there's been great fighters you can't take away from Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, you know what I mean? Your Sonny Listons, you know what I'm saying? Your Robinsons. You can't take away from their legacies. So when you say the greatest of all time, I really think it should be narrowed down to, excuse me, the greatest of quote unquote your era, that time frame. Who is the greatest? That's what I think it should be surmised as. You know what I'm saying? So if Manny can knock off Errol Spence, Manny's better than Floyd. I've been saying it. That will prove it. Because Manny has literally stepped up and fought some of the toughest guys, you know what I'm saying? Not only in his division, but in boxing. So Terence Crawford moving forward, if he faces Shawn Porter, I favor Terence Crawford in that fight. But just like Shawn Porter made it interesting for Errol Spence, I believe that he will make it interesting for Terence Crawford, but a little less because Terence Crawford is better on his feet than Errol Spence. And take that in conjunction with him being an excellent boxer. Like I said, he's going to make it a very difficult night for Shawn Porter. And he could possibly stop Shawn Porter. Don't get it twisted. Because he can use that energy inertia that Shawn Porter uses. He can use that against him and make Shawn Porter run into something lovely. You know what I mean? I guarantee you Terence Crawford is going to set some lovely traps for Shawn Porter if that fight comes to fruition, fight fans. So moving forward, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao. I'm taking Pacquiao. Terence Crawford. I'm taking him over Showtime Shawn Porter. So fight fans, catch you guys on the next one, man. We got a great fight coming up with Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. That fight was postponed. A lot of people didn't know because Luke Campbell, he had tested positive for the coronavirus, so he was on Covation a little bit. If you don't know what Covation is, that's COVID-19. When you got to take that little vacation, maybe when you're working, you're training, whatever, for that couple of weeks while you heal up, mend up, get the Rona out of your system. Vacation, COVID, Covation. There you go. Definition, man. Who gave it to y'all, man? It's your boy. So he's off of Covation, man. That fight will commence, I believe, is January 2nd or January 5th. But that fight is probably the next big fight in boxing coming into the new year. And Ryan Garcia, man, I favor Ryan Garcia in that fight. He looks in phenomenal shape. Some people are saying now he's over there with the Canelo crew, so he may be juicing or whatever like that. I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a doctor, but he does look in phenomenal shape, and he looks like he's ready to go in there and do his thing. And it's really not, in my opinion, really not too far-fetched. I ain't gonna say it's him doping or anything like that, but I'm talking about the way that he looked being natural, because the fight being postponed, what does that mean? He had more time to train, more time to get in shape. And that's a lot of these fighters, especially the top guys, have been doing. They've just been in the gym, you know what I'm saying, for months. So if you do not look in phenomenal shape, then that says something about you. That says something about how you approach the fight game. You look at the way Jerron Ennis looked in this fight with Chris Van Heerden. Jerron is a gym rat, man. He stays in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So he looked in phenomenal shape for that fight, not only because it was a title fight, because that's how he always looks. He always approaches that fight and comes into every fight in tip-top shape to put on a tip-top performance. So fight fans, moving forward, man, I just need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, continue to enjoy your holidays, man, as we're coming into a new year. Hope everybody is blessed. Stay motivated. Stay humble. Protect yourself at all times, man. Guard up. Mask up. Why? Because it's a war going on outside, and nobody and none of us are safe from it. So catch you guys on the next one. Peace. It's your boy.